Greetings and salutations, and this is Tech Plays here, back with more Resident Evil 3 Nemesis, and we are nearing the end. Like, I'm talking about we're about to enter the final area, the end. Like, I think all that's left of the park is the boss fight we're about to do, and then we go towards the Dead Factory, which is my second favorite area of the game after the Clock Tower. Clock Tower's my favorite area, then it's the Dead Factory. Actually, since we're near the end here, I might as well, like, rank all the locations. Clock Tower's first, then it's Dead Factory. Let's see, what are my other options? Uptown, Downtown, RPD. Uptown, Downtown, RPD, Raccoon City Park, Hospital. Okay, so it would be Clock Tower, Dead Factory, Downtown, RPD, Uptown, and then the park. The park is my least favorite area, aside from this boss. This boss is about to be fun, but aside from that, I think the park is my least favorite area. And it's not like the area is bad or anything. It's just like the only area that... I'm trying to think of the best way to put this, because it's like... What I'm about to say is not an insult by any stretch of imagination. It's basically just like... It's good, but there's better in this game. Like, you know what I mean? Like... It's like if I compared RE Village to RE2 Remake, right? Like, RE Village is a really good... Actually, no, that's probably not a good comparison, because RE Village is literally my third favorite Resident Evil game. Maybe, like... No, a better comparison would be RE2 Remake and RE7. Because RE7's a good game, but, like... Resident Evil 2 Remake does it way better. Like... For me, Resident Evil 2 Remake's a 9 out of 10, and RE7's a 7 out of 10. So that's like a fair comparison. RE2 Remake and RE Village is not as big of a quality gap for me, because, like, RE Village is my third favorite RE game. Like, the only reason it's under Revelations 2 is because of that. Is because of House Benevento on repeat playthroughs. Like, that I always hate going through that part when I return to the game, and that's why it's below Revelations 2, because Revelations 2 and 2 Remake don't really have any sections I hate going through. They're the only RE games that have... Well... Okay, no, that's a lie. Oh, wait, no, Village is my... I forgot my own fucking ranking. Village is my fourth favorite, because this game, that's right. So, the only games in the RE series that have no areas I hate going through is Resident Evil 2 Remake, Resident Evil Revelations 2, and RE3 Nemesis. Only 3. Let's run down them, shall we? Village, I hate going through House Benevento on repeat playthroughs. Resident Evil 7, I hate sitting through all the unskippable cutscenes. I also hate going through the ship segment on repeated playthroughs. The ship segment is like the ship segment in House Benevento. I'm sorry if I'm talking over cutscene, but I just do not care. Like, if I shut up now, it's gonna feel unnatural in the video. House Benevento in Village and the ship segment in RE7 have a very similar issue for me, where, like, they're fantastic your first run through the game, because they're scary, they're immersive, they're, like, really good for your first run through the game. But then on repeat playthroughs is where I hate those segments, because they have a similar issue. Well, yeah, a similar issue, but the issue's caused by different things, okay? So, basically, they both have a section where you're defenseless against an enemy for a little bit. But I think 7 does it better, because that section's, like, really short. Like, you're only defenseless in a hall that has 2 of those crawling molded for, like, 5 minutes, and then you get a handgun. So it's not that bad in 7.
What's going on?
The ship segment I have other issues with beyond that, though. But that part is still annoying on repeat playthroughs, because you're going to want to rush through and get to the handgun, But you gotta bypass the two crawling molded in the hall without getting attacked. It's worse in Village. Because in Village, at least in 7, the enemies are fucking enemies and they're not scripted. I fucking hate, like, when you replay RE Village and you see how scripted the baby monster is, it loses its charm because it's not scary anymore. It's just a slog to get through because you're forced to go hide, wait on it to leave, forced to run around a table to, like, not get attacked by it while you wait for the elevator to come down and open up. Like, it's just, I just don't like it on repeat playthroughs because, like, it'd be different if, like, the better you get at the game, there were ways to, like, run around the monster or something on repeat playthroughs. Like, that would be fantastic, but it's not like that. Those are the two first examples. And RE7 is not, like, even in my top 5, but I'm bringing them up at the same time because of that. As you could tell, I was going in order from, like, my favorite to least favorite so far, but 7 is a little bit further down. I'll let you know where 7 is once we get to that spot. Talk about my 5th favorite RE game, Resident Evil 1 Remake. I hate going through, what part do I dread about that game? I'm trying to remember. I'm trying to remember the part I dread about that game. I feel like with 2 Remake, it's not really like me dreading one part of the game. It's me dreading very small pieces of it. And what I mean by this is like, I always dread. Actually, no, there is one part. There is one specific part. I dread the part near the end of the game where you have to carry an explosive. You have to make sure all enemies are cleared before you grab it. You can't shoot. You can't sprint. None of that shit. You have to walk very slowly. I dread that part of the game. There we go. That's it. There are very, like, small pieces that are very mild that I dread a little bit too when replaying RE1 Remake, which is why I don't replay it as much as I love that game. So, but I'm not going to get into those. Let's go down to my 6th favorite Resident Evil game, which is, let's see. Which one was next? I think it was RE4 Remake. Yeah, I think it was RE4 Remake. My 6th favorite RE game, which, before someone gets on to me, I've already explained that I dropped it that low for personal reasons because I don't love the game as much as I used to due to a former friend helped me get that game, and due to that, I don't enjoy the game as much as I used to. I can still enjoy the game. That's not the issue. But it's like, I can't play the game without that in the back of my mind, and that makes it less enjoyable for me. That's why it's bumped down to 6. Because it originally, before I played RE3 Remake, it was at number 3. After Rev 2 and RE1, or not RE, after Rev 2 and RE2 Remake. It would be at number 4 now if, like, my opinion on it wasn't fucking tainted by events with that former friend, but, you know, whatever. I've already said I'm done bringing that up, so moving on. Like, now it would be at number 4. Moving on. RE4 Remake. I always dread 2 sections. I dread the Del Lago boss fight because it's not fun. It's not hard or anything, it's just not fun. That's the first one. I also dread, what is it? I kind of don't like most of Chapter 6 in that game. The chapter with the village chief boss fight. Chief Mendez, that was his name. Like, the boss fight itself was fine, but I feel like that chapter is lacking a little bit. But most of my things I dread in that game are, like, way in the early game. Yeah, we're saving just in case, like, I fuck up here. This, like, I didn't know what the outcomes of these choices were going to be, as previously mentioned. So that save was just in case, like, a choice got me killed or got me in a situation I don't like. Because then I could, like, go back to that save state and then fix it. But, yeah. I think that's the only time in the game I use save state to try to fix a decision. Just in case, but... yeah. We're in the Dead Factory now. My second favorite area of the game. Back to, like, what I was saying, though. 7th place is RE7. There's so many 7s with RE7 for me. Like, it's my 7th favorite RE game. It's a 7 out of 10 for me. I don't know. Coincidence? I think not. But it actually is coincidence. There's no connection there. It's literally just coincidence. RE7 I already went into. Moving on to number 8, which is Revelations. The part I always dread about Revelations is the more action-heavy parts. Not all of them. I like the ones where you're playing as I forgot the dude's name, but he's like he's Jill's partner throughout the game. I feel bad for forgetting his name because bro's kind of a good character. I kind of enjoy him. Is it Parker? I think it's Parker. Yeah. I like the segments where you play as him that are action heavy, but I don't like the segments where you're playing as like those two random dudes. I forgot their names. And I don't care for some of the Chris segments. I like the one Chris segment where you're like where it turns out later on you're on the wrong ship. But you're like running through and killing enemies on like one of the Queen ships. It's not the Queen Zenobia, it's a different one. But you're like running around killing enemies on that. I like that Chris segment, but I don't like the other ones. And when I say Chris segment, I'm talking about Chris segment you're playing as Chris. I have to specify that because the final chapter of Resident Evil Revelations has you playing as has you as Jill and Chris, but you're playing as Jill during that segment, so I'm not counting it as a Chris segment, but that segment's pretty great too. I think Revelations has a fantastic final boss. Like I love Revelations final boss. It's a harder final boss, probably one of the hardest final bosses in the series in my opinion, but it's fun. It's fun. It's challenging. I like it. Moving on to number 9. I have 4 games left. I know that much because I've played 13 RE games. I know that much. I have 4 games left, which are 0, Code Veronica, 6, and 5. I'm gonna be frank here, even though it's out of order because RE6 is at the very bottom. I dread playing all of that game. That's why it's at the fucking bottom. I dread playing all of that game. The same can be said for Code Veronica and RE5. There's my bottom 3 right there. Like, Code Veronica's the second worst RE game in my opinion. RE5's number 3, like the third most. With RE5 being in like 11th place, followed by 12th with Code Veronica, 13th with RE6. That leaves RE0. The thing I dread with RE0 on repeat playthroughs, well, not really repeat playthroughs, because I only, like, beat the game once. But the one part, like, that keeps me from replaying the game, and it's not really, like, a segment like the ones I talked about before, or the whole game, like I just said with RE5, 6, and Code Veronica. It's the fact there's no item box, and you have to drop items. I don't like that mechanic, and I hope in the RE0 remake, they either go for a Revelations style of inventory where you don't have to drop as much shit, and the important shit, well, you don't have to drop as much shit, because in Revelations, both characters kind of have, like, what is it, like 10 item slots by the end of the game. I think you start with one character having 10 and the other having 5, but then you can upgrade the second character to 10, I believe. Whatever. I think they should go for like a Revelations 2 type inventory system, or they should just add an item box in. One or the other. They're gonna have to do one or the other for an RE0 remake to fix that issue. Either that, or they'll come up with like an entirely new idea. I'm kind of excited for RE0 and Code Veronica remakes because those games are kind of lacking a good bit, and I'd like to see a version of them because there's parts of those games I love. Not gameplay wise. Fuck no, not gameplay wise with Code Veronica. I do like some of the gameplay of RE0, but I don't remember details on what parts I like. I just know that I got through the game, so there's something I liked about it. But Code Veronica, there's definitely like no part of the game I like playing. But I like some bits of like the story. I like the story being Claire going to save Chris. I like the Wesker reveal near the end of the game where he's like involved. I like bits and pieces of the Ashford twins. I don't like how dated the portrayal of one of them is. So, oop. Bye, brain sucker. He was outside the door. There's another one down there too, I'm pretty sure, but I don't think I ever kill it. Okay. But yeah, I also just brought up my RE game ranking, which is at number 1 is RE2 Remake, number 2 is Revelations 2, number 3 is RE3 Nemesis, number 4 is RE Village, number 5 is RE1 Remake, number 6 is damn, I'm blanking on it. What was it? What? I just said it. No, RE4 Remake. There we go. I remember. RE4 Remake. 7 is RE7. 8 is... 8 is Revelations. 9 is RE0. 10 is RE5. Wait, no. Hold on. Back up. 8 is Revelations. 9 is RE0. 10 is RE5. I thought I like fucked up there, but no, I did fuck up. Because if RE5 is 10, there would only be 200. What game did I skip? I know it's not before 7. What game did I skip? 3 Remake. I fucking left out 3 Remake, which is between... which is under RE0, but above, like, RE5. For good reason. It used to be higher, but then once I played the original, I kind of just liked it a lot less. Because I saw just how much they tainted the fucking game. So, like, I really don't like 3 Remake. Now, I used to be okay with it, because, like, I could enjoy it if I speed run through it. Now it's like... I can't. But yeah, back to ranking. Number 1, RE2 Remake. Number 2, RE Revelations 2. Number 2, Revelations 2. Number 3, RE3 Nemesis. Number 4, RE Village. Number 5, RE1 Remake. Number 6, RE4 Remake. Number 7, RE7. Number 8, RE0. Number 9... No, it wasn't RE0. Number 8, Revelations. Number 9, RE0. Number 10, RE3 Remake. Number 11, RE5. Number 12, Code Veronica. And number 13, RE6. And I know people, I'll be honest here, I think RE6 is a little overhated. Because, okay, I know I might get flack for that. I think RE6 is a little overhated. Because it's not, like, it's not worth hating. It's basically just a shitty game. And that's all it is. Like, there's nothing actually to really hate about it. It's just a game to basically dislike. And that's how I feel about it. I don't hate RE6, I just really dislike. I strongly dislike it. Like every aspect of it. Like I want to preference that because I know there are RE6 defenders, and I'm not saying this to like keep those defenders from attacking me or anything. No, I'm just being quite honest. So like nobody can like take what I'm saying the wrong way. I'm trying to like explain myself. RE6 to me is just the most disappointing game in the franchise, especially compared to like my top 9. Especially compared to those, like even RE0, even RE0 sitting down at number 9. Compared to my top 9, like RE6 makes RE0 look like RE. No, not. I don't want to compare it to a Resident Evil game because, like, I know people have different rankings for that. RE6 makes RE0 look like Silent Hill 2 remake, or Hi-Fi Rush, or Crash Bandicoot 4, or Psychonauts 2. You know, amazing games. Or Final Fantasy 7 remake. You know what I mean? Like, it makes, by comparison. Sorry, I have, for some reason my ear's itching. I couldn't tell you why because it doesn't usually do that, and I'm sorry for hitting the mic. So if you hear like scratching, I'm really sorry. Because I know this. Did I just say pint when trying to say mic? What the fuck? I know this mic picks up scratching noises. I noticed it in like a few of my videos. But that's not usually me scratching my ear. That's usually me like... That's usually me like scratching my chin area, you know. Oh fuck. I hit the mic again. I'm sorry. I'm not meaning to do that. I'm really sorry. Okay. I need to drink some water. My throat's getting dry. Agua. Water be hitting. Water be hitting. Like, oh damn, we got some hunters in here. Oh, we got 3. Hold up. Hold up. Check out the dodge moves too. Like I dodged all 3 of them. Like damn, I fucking like finessed the dodge there. Like damn, like damn. Like damn. Anyway. We have to head this way. I think we're gonna have a puzzle to do in a few minutes. I wanna say. Oop. Oop. No sir. No sir. You better sit down. You better be humble. You better hold up, bitch. Sit down. Be humble. Third time I made that joke this Let's Play. I usually don't do it that much. I think it's just because it's been so long since I made it. I don't even think I made it in the RE7 Let's Play. Like, I think last time I made it was, like, in my redo of my RE2 Let's Play, my RE2 Remake Let's Play. That was the last time I did it, and I did that in 2023. Like, it's been 2 years since I fucking did these jokes, so, like, now I'm doing them, like, a lot. Because they're a running joke meant for my RE Let's Plays, but they don't really work for RE7 because RE7 doesn't have enemies like fall back like that. Aside from like, you know, the crawling molded. Like the joke only really works if like you can knock an enemy down. Which you can do in every other RE game I've Let's Played except 7. The only enemy you could do that to in 7 is the crawling molded. I'm pretty sure. I think you can do it to Marguerite too, but I don't remember. Because, like, the zombies in this game, RE2 remake, this game in RE2 remake, you can knock down. You can knock down the Lycan in RE Village, which is the other RE game I've Let's played outside of 7 2 remake and this 3 remake. That was the one I was trying to remember, is the other RE game I Let's played. I really need to do more RE games. Like, part of it is because I've been putting off doing the Revelations games and RE1. Not because I don't want to do them or I don't want to play them, but different reasons. RE1, as I said earlier, it's got a bunch of like small stuff that keeps me from wanting to replay it too often. And I feel like that's the one that's basically, I gotta be in the mood to play it, to do the Let's Play, and I just haven't been in the mood to play it at a time I'm not already doing an RE game. Because, like, I think when I did my RE Village Let's Play, I wanted to do RE1 right after that. But I didn't. Because I don't like doing 2 games of the same series back to back. I like spacing them out. That's why I only do, like, 1 Sonic game tops per season of Tech Plays or Ronan games. I only do 1 RE game tops per 1 season of Tech Plays or Ronan games. This season's gonna change that. If I'm able to get RE Requiem, this season's gonna change that. If I'm not able to get RE Requiem during this season of Tech Plays, I'll probably have it be the first Let's Play of Season 3. Which means it'll come really fucking late, but you know, better late than never, you know what I mean? Oh, this puzzle. This puzzle. Here's the thing with this. This is sort of a simple puzzle on paper, right? Like, it's not that hard on paper. You would think this would be easy, right? But it took me forever to, like, piece together how to fucking do this. Because you had to, like, you gotta move them. It's a hard puzzle first time, but I feel like it's an easy puzzle on replays. Like, it's a really overly easy puzzle on replays once you realize how exactly it works. You know what I mean? And it's not a case of, oh, like, it's hard to understand. No, you know to move these 3 things to match up to the top. You know that. That's not hard to understand. The reason, like, trying to think of how to word this. That's what I'm struggling with, because it's a little hard to explain. The reason this gave me trouble is because it's hard to tell how the pattern's gonna look in the final version until you test it. So unless you test it after every movement, your first go around, it's going to take you a bit to figure it out. And I was too impatient to test it after every movement, so I kept doing multiple movements and it wouldn't match. Do multiple movements after that, still wouldn't match. That was my issue. I cut out like maybe 5 minutes of doing that puzzle. It took me like 5 minutes longer than what's in the video because of that. It's not the hardest puzzle in the game. Not at all. It's a pretty simple one once you realize where everything's supposed to go. But your first go around, it's a little tough. Anyway, we're getting near the We're getting near the end here, so I'm getting ready to like end off the video. So that's why I'm not gonna be bringing up anything else until that happens. And we're ending off the video right about here. Bye!